All right, Miss Cochran Green, I think it's your turn.
Right, Your Honor, I'd like to call Amari Kirk.
Ma'am.
And with respect to the intake, could you please tell the court what the allegations were in the intake?
There are concerns of physical neglect, just due to the conditions of the home, living conditions for the children, and the physical appearance of the children. There are concerns that the children are struggling and are having different behavioral issues at school due to the environment of the home. There are concerns that Miss Susan is unable to meet the needs of the children in the home, concerns that the children are without running water. There are concerns that one child has Stephen in particular has frequent bathroom accidents that could require persistent monitoring, and that Miss Susan may not be getting him the medical care that he needs for those issues. There's also concerns for lack of food in the home.
Okay. And with respect to the household, could you please tell the court
And that the children look malnourished.
Okay. And could you please tell the court what the makeup
Can you
of
repeat that for me? The connection is breaking up.
Yeah, you're freezing a little bit, unless it's me.
I'm gonna turn your video off,
Okay.
Ms. Kirk.
I think it's
helps. Hold on.
okay.
You need to wait until Miss Cochran Green asks you a question before you start saying anything, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Miss Cochran Green.
Okay. Could you please tell the court what the makeup of the home is as far as the children and who lives there?
From the intake, there is a 6-year-old child, a 10-year-old child, Stephen, another 10-year-old child, and a 15-year-old child, along with Miss Susan Thomas, 43. And then there's alleged to be other home members as well. I believe the intake stated there are 12 people total living in the home.
Okay. And did the intake provide where the father was in this case?
The father is incarcerated. Well, the father of the child is incarcerated.
Okay. With respect to once you received the intake, did you go out to the home to interview Miss Thomas or the children?
No, ma'am. As part of the intake, this came in as alternative response. By policy, we have to contact the parents to schedule a 24-hour contact call to schedule the family meeting. Upon me contacting Miss Susan Thomas, she denied me access to the home and the children.
Okay. And did she also not allow you to have any access to the children at school?
Yes, ma'am. She told me to get a court order.
And when did you bring your concerns and what the concerns were in the intake to her attention? Did you try to discuss that with her?
I did, and she said if this isn't case 10, then I needed a court order.
Okay. And after she denied access, did you continue with your investigation?
Yes, ma'am. I contacted collaterals at the school to get more details about the children's well-being while at school.
Okay. And did that give you additional concern?
Yes, ma'am.
And what are your concerns now with respect to the household?
That the home may not have the proper necessities, such as running water. The children do not have access to food, and that the home may be infested.
Infested with what?
With roaches.
And why do you believe that?
One of the collaterals stated that the child was, okay.
Rephrase your question, Ms. Cochran Green.
What are the concerns with respect to the infestation of roaches?
It is alleged that there are roaches coming out of the children's backpacks.
Hang on. When you hear somebody object, stop talking, please. What's your objection, Ms. McCurley?
Hearsay.
Ms. Cochran Green, your response?
Your Honor, this is the whole reason why we're here today is to address the allegations so that we can complete our investigation. And without Ms. Thomas's aid in order to determine.
The question is, you asked her a question that elicits hearsay, what is the response to that specific legal objection regarding Ms. Kirk's, the information she's trying to present today?
Well, it is hearsay, Your Honor. And I don't believe I have an exception to that just yet.
Okay. Next question.
So when you don't have access in order to complete your investigation, what is the next step that you do with respect to that?
To file the affidavit for an aid to investigate.
And do you believe that the department has good cause with respect to this particular family?
Yes, ma'am, just due to the family's history.
And what is, if any, does Ms. Thomas have with respect to CPS history?
Ms. Thomas has had multiple cases in the past. Most are for physical neglect as well. The most recent case was just closed in September for physical neglect.
Okay, and is the department required by statute to pursue an investigation when an allegation of abuse or neglect is made?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you believe that Ms. Thomas is preventing you from being able to complete that investigation?
Yes, ma'am.
And specifically, what is it that the department is requesting this court to order?
Access to speak with the children and enter the home, and also medical records for the children.
And are there medical concerns with respect to why you're requesting access to those?
Yes, ma'am. Due to the allegations of Stephen having incidents at school.
And you're talking about bathroom accidents?
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
I pass the witness, Your Honor.
Ms. McCurley?
With regard to Stephen, do you have any information to believe that he's autistic?
It was reported that he gets help from life skills.
Okay, and so is the bathroom accidents, isn't that a part of his autism?
As far as I'm aware of,
Objection as to speculation, Your Honor.
Hang on. Ask your question again, Ms. McCurley.
Have you received information to indicate that those are
Sure.
symptoms of his autism?
Okay, hang on, Ms. Kirk. Objection, Ms. Green?
As to speculation.
If she knows.
no, ma'am. They
All right, move on.
And so has the school reported that mom has told the school what needs to be done when he has accidents and why he has accidents?
that was not reported to me.
Okay. These previous CPS cases, they were just investigations, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And would you agree with me that most, if not all of these cases have been ruled out as to physical neglect?
You said
That they've been, the previous investigations have
have.
been ruled out.
Hang on. Your answer,
ruled
Ms.
out.
Kirk?
Some of them were ruled out for physical neglect. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Has there ever been an FBSS case opened with this family?
No, ma'am.
Has there ever been a court ordered services case opened with this family?
No, ma'am.
And has there ever been a removal of the children with this family?
No, ma'am.
And so despite these numerous investigations that you're talking about, no action has needed to be taken by the department due to any neglect to these children, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And so what about these allegations in this situation are different from those previous allegations?
There appears to be an ongoing concern for the children.
Okay, but even the investigation in last month, that was ruled out, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And those were similar allegations to those that are present right now?
Yes, ma'am.
And so when you were speaking with Ms. Thomas, were you able to ask her any specific questions or did she just say, I'm not going to talk to you without a court order?
She wasn't going to talk without a court order.
Okay. And so in interviewing any of your collaterals or anything like that, were you able to interview any of the other adults that were allegedly living in the home?
No, ma'am.
Okay, it was just from the school.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll pass the witness, Judge.
Ms. Cochran Green.
No further questions.
All right, call your next witness.
Your Honor, I call Susan Thomas. And what is your relationship to each of the children that are living in your home?
Mother.
Are you the stepmother of some of the children?
Only Stephen.
Okay. And where is his father?
His father is in Jester 3 unit in Richards, Texas.
Okay. And how long has he been there?
He's been at that prison since a couple months ago, but he has been arrested in 2020.
Okay. So during his incarceration, have you been providing care for Stephen solely?
Yes, ma'am.
And who else is living in your home?
Of course, his older sister, Alicia Thomas, she's 27. And then I've moved some friends of mine to help both of us out. Robin Monk, she's 50. Bobby Monk Sr., he's 44. Bobby Monk Jr., he's really 22. And his sister, Alta Monk, she's 20.
Okay. And how many children do you have in the home?
4.
And with respect to the allegations, you heard Ms. Kirk's testimony that she went out to your home to interview you. Could you explain to the court why you denied her access to the home or the children?
Actually, she has called me while I was at work. The first attempt I could not because we were slammed with orders. And then I called her back and she said that she needed to come out to the kids. And I told her not without a court order because there has been several cases opened of the same results and closed, most of them almost immediately. And I was tired of this.
Okay. And do you believe that your home is safe and stable for the children?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is your response to the reports that there's roaches in your home?
There used to be. I got them taken care of before school started due to the fact of some leaks and also the heat.
Okay. And do you have any
taken care of?
Okay. And do you have any explanation for why roaches were crawling out of the children's backpack at school?
Objection, your
backpack.
Overruled.
Yes, I found that there was some extra food from the school in Stephen's backpack, and that's it.
Okay. And so your explanation is the roaches came from school.
Yes.
With respect to the other issues regarding Stephen's frequent accidents at school, is he receiving medical care for that?
Yes, we go to a gastroenterologist. It's on Thursdays at least once a month, and the gastroenterologist he felt around his intestines area, and he said it had years of blockage. That's the reason why he has accidents, and he doesn't know when he's got to go to the bathroom. And on the weekends, he has prescribed for us to do a clean out with Miralax because that's the only day that there is enough people home to take care of that. And so we are in the process of testing for tapeworm or any other things that could be causing all this.
Okay. And when did you start taking him to the gastroenterologist?
At the beginning of the school year.
And before that, was he seeing a pediatrician?
Yes, he sees a pediatrician every 6 months.
And you did not want to provide that information to the department?
Not yet.
And why is that?
Because they have had medical records before, and I just felt like that I had to have a court order to release any of this stuff.
Okay. Do you understand that the department doesn't call itself to report abuse and neglect?
No, I do not, because the fact they got the permission from me, and then they called the doctor's office.
Okay, but do you understand that there's third parties calling in these reports to the department? Do you
Yes,
understand?
I do understand third party.
Okay. Do you understand that they have concerns about you and your children?
Yes,
And yet you don't want to cooperate with CPS to rule out those concerns?
correct.
I pass the witness, Your Honor.
Ms. McCurling?
So with all of these adults and children living in your home, tell me what the sleeping arrangements are for the children.
The boys all sleep in one room, but they each have their own mattress. Catherine, she has her own room because she's the only actual female of her age, and with her past conditions. Bonner and his sister, Altamont, which she considers herself transgender, they share one room. And Alicia, she just decided to live in after a certain dates, and she sleeps in the den.
Okay, so the children, boys in one room, Catherine has her own room, everybody has their own bed, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Is there plenty of food in your house?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you receive food stamps or any other government assistance to help make sure that the cabinets are stocked with food?
Yes, I do receive food stamps.
Okay. And so with the appointments that you've had regarding Stephen and his accidents, are the accidents, are they part of the autism, or is there a medical condition that may be causing it aside from the autism?
Yes, there is a medical condition with blockage in his intestines, which the doctor has stated it could have been going on for years, and we just didn't know it.
Okay, and so that is currently being addressed with the proper medical professional.
Correct.
Okay, when is his next follow-up appointment?
His next follow-up actually is with me, and that is after this hearing.
Today?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have running water in your home?
Yes, I do. I've never had it disconnected.
Okay, so there's never been a period of time in the last, say, 6 months that the water's been shut off and there's not been water to the home.
Correct.
Okay. Has anybody from the school, have they ever been to your home?
No.
Is your a lot of people in the house, a lot of kids. Can you describe for me what your home looks like on a normal basis? Is it cluttered with toys? Is it messy? Is it dirty? What is
It
the
just
condition?
looks lived in. It just looks lived in. I just tell everybody every day as a reminder to clean up after themselves and just put their stuff up. Every now and then I do have trouble with the boys, but that's boys for you.
Okay. And so how many times would you estimate, we'll say in the last 6 months, has CPS made contact with you?
In the last 6 months, just one time. Just one time.
And so this last investigation that was closed in September, did CPS tell you what the allegations were at that time?
Yes, ma'am.
Did they tell you what the allegations were this time?
I wasn't known really of the allegations until I received the court date.
Okay. Are the allegations the same as previous?
Most of them.
Okay. And so did you during the last investigation, did you allow CPS to come out and look at the home?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you allow them to talk to the children?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you allow them access to the medical records?
They did not ask for access to the medical records.
Okay. Did you receive a letter from CPS as to what the disposition of that investigation was?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was that?
They closed it after me signing permission to get another AC unit in the house due to the fact my actual AC quits, and they came in and saw it, and she kept looking at her paper and kept looking around trying to find what the allegations were.
Just to answer the question that she's asking you, Miss
Did the letter that you got have a disposition? Did it say ruled out or reason to believe or something else as to the result of that investigation?
I had to apologize, but yes,
Okay, but what was the result? Was it ruled out or reason to believe?
it was ruled out.
Okay, did the department at that time request that you work any services or your children be provided any services?
No, ma'am.
And what you said that most of the allegations were the same as that previous case, correct?
Correct.
What were the ones that were different? What's different about this
They're running
investigation?
they're running water and the roaches.
Okay. And it's your position, you've testified that the house has never not had running water, correct?
Correct.
And what was the explanation for the roaches?
The roaches that when we inspected Steven's backpack, we found food that could have came from the school, like orange peels and snacks that I know we do not have access to.
Okay, so there was food in his backpack that didn't get cleaned out.
Apparently, yes.
Okay. And so so basically the question that everybody's mind is if everything in these allegations is not true, why not cooperate with the
Correct.
department?
Because I've had several cases, especially beginning of the school year, with pretty much the malnutrition. I just got tired of all of it.
Okay, if you are ordered by this court to cooperate with the department and allow access to your home, to your children, and to the children's medical records, is it your intention to comply with that order?
Yes, we got that is ordered by court.
Okay, but it's your position that just investigated all of this, ruled out, we don't need to go through this again, correct?
Correct.
Okay, I'll pass the witness.
Ms. Cochran Green.
Just a few follow-up. So with respect to the backpack, do you not check Stephen's backpack every day?
But I work nights.
Sorry, Ms. Thomas. Ask your question again, Ms. Cochran Green. Ms. Thomas, you need to answer the question she's asking you.
Okay, do you not check Stephen's backpack every day?
No.
How often are you or the household washing the children's clothes?
Once a week.
And how often do the children bathe?
Once a day.
And that's every day.
Correct.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, anything further, Ms. McCurley?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Cochran, anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. McCurley, anything?
I would just request that the department's petition be denied. This is
Have any other witnesses other than Ms. Thomas?
witnesses? No witnesses.
All right. Ms. Cochran, I think I understand what you guys are asking for set out in your petition. Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. McCurley, what are you asking me to do?
We're asking that the petition be denied and the investigation closed. It seems to be kind of an ongoing pattern. The school calls in and reports something. They go out and investigate. They rule it out, and there's
You don't know who called it in because that's classified information.
No, I don't know for certain that it's the school. But somebody is making these calls. They make them repeatedly. The investigations comes out, does their investigation, rules it out, and then it seems to be the same allegations each time they're ruled out. This family just wants to live a life free of CPS. So we're asking that the petition be denied.
Everybody agree that the threshold question is whether or not probable cause has been presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, sure.
Ms. McCurley? And I think we've got two different allegations, at least in this one, regarding the issue with the water and also with the roaches. Correct, Ms. McCurley?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to find that the department has demonstrated probable cause to believe there are concerns worthy of investigation. Ms. Cochran Green, y'all are limited to the requests in your petition, and also y'all did file a proposed order, correct, Ms. Cochran?
No, Your Honor, we just did an order setting the hearing, the show cause hearing.
Okay. Let me do this. Hold on. All right, so you guys, the department is asking for access to all 4 of the children at home or school or other locations to interview, examine, and investigate these allegations. Is that right, Ms. Cochran Green?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you're also asking that the 3 that Gabriel, Stephen, and Cody be transported for an interview.
Your Honor, I'll have to talk with Ms. Kirk, but hopefully that's something we can all do at the same time, have access to the home and the children.
Okay. And you're also asking for each of these 4 children's medical, psychological, and psychiatric records.
Your Honor, I would request to amend that to just include Stephen's, whatever his records are.
You're waiving the other 4, the other 3, just Stevens?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So have access to the children, all 4 children at school and or at home, access to view the home, and access for Stephen's medical, psychological, and psychiatric records.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. I do think there is probable cause, and I'm going to grant the aid to investigate with those parameters, Ms. Cochran. If you'll provide before y'all file the proposed order, Ms. McCurley, I want you to have the opportunity to look at it and make sure it's consistent with what I've ordered today. If it is, if you'll sign it as to form only, so I know that you saw it, then we can move forward. If there's an issue with the order, you'll need to come back to me immediately because I don't want this to linger. Ms. Thomas has the right to get this thing moving sooner rather than later.
Yes, sure.
Okay. All right. Anything further from anybody?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you.